Hello, everybody.
Good morning, or evening,
or moon day, or
Sunday,
or Christmas Day,
or whenever future Christmas Day.
Whoa.
2014, if it's still around after 2012.
Man, we're not gonna make it to next Christmas.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The apocalypse.
This is the last Christmas.
Oh, god dang it! Not again.
Man, I should have spent more money.
Should have bought all those things.
Should have bought all the gifts. It is Friday, the 23rd of December, but for you it'll be the 24th if you're watching it the day that this goes up. So we're titling this the
14th cast before Christmas.
Yes.
Because it's the, yeah.
It's the day before Christmas, and it's our 14th newscast, so.
We're power of magic.
Yeah.
You playing a lot of games?
Yeah, what we're playing. Me, I was thinking about this morning. I started playing Minish Cap.
Good.
I haven't gotten that far. Because I'm like, I'll just kind of play this on and off. Other than that, I've been playing Torchlight because I've been trying to finish it.
It's a lengthy little game.
It is a lengthy little game, so that's...
I've heard about the length. But it's like replay value length as well, too.
Oh, totally. Because, I mean, it's one of those things where the dungeons change every time you go in.
Love those games.
So, yes, you're pretty much fighting the same monsters all the time, but like, it's fun.
No, I wouldn't complain that because it worked well. It works well in lots of games like Duck Hack and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, so I've been playing that one, and then just trying to get my guy to look more and more awesome the whole way through. So.
It's a loot game.
But yeah, it's a big loot game, and so stuff keeps dropping, and then there's a chest at the very top of the little town, or at the top of Torchlight, that's the name of the town that you're in, and that shares your items with all your other characters.
Oh man, that's dangerous, because it's like addictive right there.
So I'm sitting there going, oh man, this is awesome. So I had one character who was already level 20-something, or no, he was level 17. I forgot. And then I made a new character when I wrote the review, because I'm like, I want a fresh start. And then I surpassed the other character.
Yeah, because I guess if you have the better loot, there's no level cap on the loot. Or there is.
There is, and there's stat requirements on the loot.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
But I had gotten enough stuff on my first guy that when I hit, level whatever on my next guy, all of a sudden he just went to this chest and pretty much re-equipped half of his armor. And his stats went
double backed around.
And yeah, and then I flew through. It's not that hard to fly through the dungeons. I've literally died once, and that's on level 31.
Yeah.
Of the mine. So I figure I've been doing pretty good, and I have 200.
Is there warp points? Like, do you have to start from level 1 all the way?
No, there's warp points.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that's not terrible then.
I forgot how many levels. It's like every kind of level where there's a story element. Once you've beaten the boss, they open like a warp gate back to town. So there's a main warp gate, then you have town portals, just like Diablo. And Scroll of Identify, just like Diablo.
That sounds like a D&D thing from Wizards.
Yeah.
Actually, or any generic good RPG.
Yeah. But it's literally, there's a lot of stuff that is like just like Diablo. And I mean...
Well, half the team is from
half the team of
Blizzard.
Runic is, it's the old Diablo team from Blizzard, so...
That's kind of, they're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
They're almost.
And I mean, they do it well, so you sit there going, like, I really prefer Torchlight over Diablo 2. Like, going back and having to play a game like that. Torchlight is so much fun, and then I go play...
Well, it's much more colorful, too.
It is!
Cartoony.
The world is more alive, and I guess people could sit there going, well, Diablo, the world's ending. Well, technically, Torchlight, this village is supposedly... It's
going to end, but they're okay with it for some odd reason.
Well, no, the people are staying because they've been there. It's the stubborn people that have stayed in Torchlight. They're like, I've lived here my whole life, and I'm not gonna leave. And you're like, yeah, okay. And they're like, you better save us.
Yep, just like in Diablo.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, okay.
Why don't you do it yourself? I'm gonna go there.
Because you're the hero.
Oh, well. There's no moral choices yet.
And there's no moral choices in the game. There's literally 3 classes. They can use all the weapons.
Oh, well, that's useful.
But their skills are for certain weapons. So, like, my destroyer guy is good with shields.
Is there a lot of skills? Like,
There is 3 talent trees for each class, and there's not a ton of talents in each tree.
Okay.
So if and you know pretty much how you play after the first so many levels, and they always kind of give you like a generic increase your critical strike chance that you can pick right off the bat before you kind of go before you really get into the game. So it's still a useful stat. And then as you keep going down, or once you realize that I all of a sudden I dual wield weapons, so I've cranked up one of the stats that's add damage when you're dual wielding. That's up to max points. You can spend 10 points in each talent kind of thing. So that's I've pretty much
Yeah, that's the only way to play RPGs, anyways.
Well, but honestly, with this one,
tactic.
you can literally, if you like to sit there with a shield and a sword, you could make it through the entire thing by doing that, and still do well.
You probably look cool too.
And you always look badass, no matter.
Yeah, that's a good balance they find in that game. There's no way to have a shitty weapon or anything.
Yeah, and then if you're the spellcasting class, you get wands.
Now that Skyrim, we get 2.
Yep.
Cool.
So you could actually have this wand that shoots fire, and then you can add enchantments. So all of a sudden it shoots fire, plus it does ice damage when it hits.
Weird.
Because the enchantments are all random. It's once again, it's like Diablo.
Oh yeah. Do you have your dog with you?
You don't have it. Well, you have a wolf or a lynx, or there's this weird lizard thing.
Okay, because isn't Torchlight the game where you feed your pet some random something and then they turn into something else?
Yeah, you can feed them fish. You go fishing in the dungeons.
Yeah, and then the fish turns into things.
Yeah,
things.
And then
it's weird.
Some of them are you can, and some of them are really rare fish, and they'll actually change your pet. Into something.
That's what I was thinking about.
And most of them, they're for 2 minutes, your pet is a fire elemental.
A dragon.
Yeah.
Here's a dragon.
So you feed your pet a fish, and it's and it transforms, and it gets all new powers and that kind of stuff.
I'd be concerned for the dog.
So I started, my last guy, he's a magic user, and he has a wolf. And that is how I kept him. But on my next guy, I'm I'll pick the lynx, except then I looked back, and one of the other characters I created for the 3rd class ages ago, I picked the lynx. So I'm don't want to have the lynx the whole time. And I'm not sure if it's when I bought Torchlight, or if it just comes with that, or what it was. I'm not sure if there was a promotion going on, but I have this potion that turned my lynx into a troll, and it doesn't change it back.
That's funny.
So I now have a gigantic-ass troll that follows me around everywhere I go. And then you can actually teach your pet spells. They get 2 spell slots.
Ooh, shiny.
So my troll can cast fireballs and summon zombies.
Like a real dog.
Yeah. And then my wolf on my other character can heal me. And I forgot what else he does. And the other advantage, and I mean it's not really a huge advantage, because I sit there going, okay, this can be kind of cool, but you could actually send your pet back to town, and they'll sell everything for you.
Oh yeah, like a meal, right?
Yeah.
They work really good for that.
So you can, and what I usually do is pack them up. It'll sit there going, you're out of inventory space. So then I press the button and I identify all my objects. Because when you sell them, it doesn't matter. As soon as you identify it, you've made the money back to buy more identify scrolls. Mm. So I identify everything, and then I put it in my dog's bag if I can't use it, or my troll's bag. And I keep collecting stuff, and then eventually it'll be okay, now you're full, and he's full, and I'm okay, Scroll of Town Portal. And then I just go sell my stuff. So it's a useless feature because you have 60-some Scrolls of Town Portal. But at the same time, it's kind of cool because if you really don't feel like leaving the dungeon, you can go and sell your stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's there.
It's a deep game.
For $15, or right?
Which is now $2 or
on
$2.50.
Steam, it was stupidly cheap.
It's still stupidly cheap.
Is it still stupidly cheap?
I'm still mulling that idea. I'm still thinking about it.
So on Steam, it's really cheap right now. So
I don't have a computer or a laptop to play it on right now. So
no, you don't. But
that's why my main concern about that. I figured out why I can't. I tried playing Bastion on my MacBook Pro when it was still in one piece. I don't have OpenGL on it. I have to install OpenGL, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm too lazy to do that. So I just, did the next best thing and took it apart.
I'll just take my laptop apart if it won't play Bastion.
It's surprisingly easy, so, you know what, whatever. So, if you sounds like Torchlight was a good game.
I enjoy it.
$250, I think, yeah.
And yeah, if you're gonna get it on Steam because it's stupidly cheap right now, or wait and see if Xbox throws it on another deal, because that's what I've been playing it on is my Xbox. So.
Well, by the time this goes up, it won't be that price.
No.
So.
And the interface on the computer is a little bit different.
I think it's more Diablo-ish.
Yes.
Is what I've been seeing.
Yeah. But they did a really good job kind of making that kind of game for the console. Because a lot of times those kind of games don't translate well just because you're all of a sudden
it's
missing.
Like an RTS game.
Well, you're missing all the hotkeys is the big issue. So all of a sudden you're trying to cast spells and it's like
the bumpers.
So
I don't know if that's how they do spells in there.
Nope, the potions are on the bumpers. So your mana and your health.
So you can spam the health when you need it.
Yep. One spell's on the right trigger, one spell's on the left trigger, one spell's on X, one spell's on X and Y. So you have four, and then if you press down on the D-pad, you get another 4.
Oh, so 8.
8. And it's really not that complicated. And honestly, I use 2 spells.
Probably like a damaging one and damaging one.
I have one that does area of effect damage and stuns people, and I have one that's like my really strong, focuses all my power and wham!
Ka-chunk.
I don't even have a healing spell on this one guy. I had a healing spell on my last guy. I'm like, I have 260 some health potions. I think I'm okay.
I think that's alright.
Yeah.
You probably get a lot going through the dungeon. But
you get I have not bought any health potions. So.
Sounds deep.
I like it. But yeah, that's all I've really been playing. How about you, good sir?
Last week, there was a giant update for Team Fortress 2.
Oh, that's right.
For the Australian Christmas, which is weird because the updates are ongoing. The first day was just a welcome, it's Christmas time, guys.
Yeah.
So here's a new map for you, and I think they probably added some new community items. Day 3, which was, I guess it's all coincided with the Steam Christmas sale as well.
Right.
But there is, they updated it with, I guess, some sort of Dr. Seuss item where you can X-ray and see the size of your giving heart. Because they also give you items that you can gift to people.
Okay.
And it's random people on the server that you're on.
Right.
And then once you gift it, your heart becomes bigger. So you can see it. And I've been playing that a lot. I've gotten 2 random gifts.
Oh yeah.
From just random people. Because it's one of those new items which levels up the more times you use it. Or do something to it.
That's cool.
I've also picked up 2 crates. The two seasonal crates, the naughty crate and the nice crate. And yes, I did buy some keys for them.
Yeah, but that's
the thing is with the crates though. If you have the naughty or nice crates after January 2nd or the 6th, they turn into regular crates.
Right, and so
I'm like, that's pointless.
Because I don't buy keys for the regular crates.
No, I will never do that.
But because you can just find those items most of the time, but the seasonal stuff,
the seasonal
is a little different.
Yeah. Because the keys, the ones that you buy from the store, which is like $250 or something like that, or $249, those will also turn into regular keys after the season ends as well. So it's like, I'm going to take advantage of this now.
Yeah.
So I got a sniper rifle that's wrapped in Christmas lights.
Stealthy.
Yeah, man. And I got a stocking stuffer for my engineer, if he doesn't have enough things already. He's got the Pip-Boy, and now he's got a stocking stuffer, and he's got a sweet new shotgun that someone gifted me. So I've been playing a lot of TF2, a lot of it, only because there's so many people playing it now because of the update.
Because of the update, yeah.
Same great game as ever. There's so many new items now.
There really are. It's been a long time since I've played, and then
I still remember Valve comparing their I guess cache data size from when the game first launched till now. It started with like 500 megabytes or something like that, just of like background data or whatever for items and maps. Yeah. Now it's like 5 gigs. It's like double the size of the regular game.
It's all those hats.
It's all the hats and all the awesome maps, mostly hats.
Yeah.
So I've been playing that. Humble Bundle stuff.
I've yet to really touch any of it.
I've been playing a lot of it.
I've been out shopping a lot this week.
Okay, well that makes sense.
And so
I've been a hermit.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at home. I either play TF2 or Humble Bundle games or Zelda. So I've been catching up on Humble Bundle 3, which we'll get to soon, which has I like that game.
I've yet to play it.
I really like it. I think of it as like Portal but with gravity.
I know that's what the game. Yeah.
It's so fun and it's just so wild, and they make it so easy to continue once you die. It's one of those like snap decisions. Like you want to continue, so they just skip the whole like.
You die.
It's like Prince of Persia.
They're just like, here you go. You're
yeah,
alive.
like we know you want to continue, so here you go. We skip the part where it says, "Do you like to continue?"
Yep.
And it just runs because it's like less than 8 bits. It's so crazy. The puzzles in there are just mind-boggling because it's all Twitch based, but not Super Meat Boy Twitch based. It's more of a okay. I died this way doing because I just got to tap a little bit more to the right, too much, and then you hit the spikes and you just poof. But the checkpoints are really well designed so that you don't have to go too far.
Yeah.
Once you die. Yeah, play it. It's really good.
Because I think I played Deluxe Crayon Physics.
I haven't touched that yet. I saw the trailer for it and I was like, okay, cool.
It's a
I
physics,
have it.
yeah.
I'm cool with
and I played Cogs, except I got stuck on one part and I'm like, this game sucks.
Cogs, is that the like the Incredible Machine kind of thing or?
No, it's this weird RPG-ish type.
Weird.
Not RPG. Sorry, side scroller. And then it's like, you need to get to this thing, how are you going to do it? So you kind of go and you can find items.
Okay.
To kind of, like, it's essentially a side scroller where you have to solve little puzzles as you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them's like, how are you going to get this? So you have to distract this one guy by doing something, and then he'll lower the drawbridge because you have this costume on, and then you walk through, and then something else and I'm stuck at this one part.
That's weird.
And I haven't gotten back to it, and I'm like, I have a lot of other indie games to play, so.
Bit Trip Runner isn't one of those ones you should play.
Yeah?
It's another Twitch-based one. I love these weird Twitch-based ones, like indie games. It's weird, but it's all music-based as well.
Oh, cool.
So like it's all it literally is you jumping over obstacles and down obstacles or kicking obstacles that are in your way, but the background music is timed so well that if you just listen to it and follow the cues. You almost don't even have to watch the screen. It's that, but then you don't want to see the screen because it's all colorful, rainbow. It's like you're on E and stuff like that. But it's really, as the name implies, it's really trippy. So it's very basic. It's it's Mario except on crack.
Cool.
That's the best way to describe it because you collect gold, you collect coins.
Well, that works.
Don't touch enemies or they'll kill you, kind of thing. I've been playing Janestown.
Yep.
Which is it's a bullet hell game.
Which is you need those.
But it's not a bullet hell game in a traditional sense. It's more of a Western developed one.
Right.
And it's all hand drawn.
Oh, cool.
So, whereas I guess it's Gradius is the newest kind of ones that are out there. It's like all 3D generated.
Yeah.
3D models, but this is all the models are hand drawn. It's super easy for a bullet hell game. It looks really difficult.
But it's not.
No, it's once you get the hang of going back and forth and choosing the right kind of ship, it's actually really simple. I've gotten up to like the 4th level or something like that, and there's like 10 difficulties for each, or six or so difficulties for each stage. So if you really want to challenge yourself, it does get harder.
They kind of skipped hand-drawn stuff. Like they did it, like they started kind of on the Super Nintendo. They're like, okay, some of our backgrounds we did, are kind of hand-drawn, and then they got put through a machine so they got pixelated so they could fit into the game. And then every once in a while you find a game where they're like, yeah, we hand-drew some stuff. And they look so gorgeous. It's like that one Wario game that came out, and I'm not sure if it was for the GameCube or the Wii, but they hand-drew everything.
Oh, I know which one that one's called.
I think it was...
Shake It, no.
Yeah, Wario Land Shake It, or something like that. Either way, the whole thing was hand drawn, and I'm like, it's so gorgeous.
Well, you know what? It
People should
takes so much time and
I
money.
know. I'm like.
Well, I don't think Jamestown is hand drawn. It looks really close to hand drawn in that case.
But at the same
But
point,
it
like,
just looks really good.
there's a missed opportunity there, I think, for an entirely different style to put into games.
Maybe. I think it's just indie developers and just developers in general don't have that time.
And yeah, no one. I mean,
It's so fast paced.
it's time and money.
Unless you have a really big team.
And yes, at the same time, bigger companies could pull something like that off and do something crazy.
Sauce.
Yeah.
Crazy sauce.
As long as you plan on making more than one game with the sprites, you're okay.
No, I think that would get stale.
And once they're in a computer, you can do a lot of stuff to them.
Well, I guess that you can do what King of Fighters does. Every year, just make a new one.
King of Fighters.
Cave Story is another one I've been playing.
Yep.
That is a weird game too.
They're all kind of
I
odd.
love it though. It's amazing. It's like Mario with a gun. And rockets.
Well, and you can upgrade everything.
Yeah.
Because you get experience.
And you lose experience if you're not careful.
I know, what the heck?
I'm like, oh man, I'm doing so well. Why am I only level 1?
I know, and then you get hit, and it's like, by the way, you're like level 1.5 now, and it's like, but.
And then like you grab the coins, they're like, yeah, I'm back up to level 2.
Yep.
Oh. So I love Cave Story Plus. If you haven't gotten it, you can get it for your like anything now almost. Other than the big boy consoles, you can get it for everything.
Yeah, and honestly, right now, folks, you still have. I was just checking. There's 4 days and 5 hours left from the time we're filming
I'm very
this.
surprised.
So there's 3 days left by the time this airs. You'll have to get the humble indie bundle.
And it is what? $5.24.
$5.24.
So just pay $5.25. $5.25.
Yeah. Oh. It's okay. It's just a pillow. So. No, so honestly, folks, I know we keep talking about this. I think every week, but
it's $5.25.
humble indie bundle, get it. I think I even mentioned in my review, because it was like if you don't know what to get someone and they don't have Torchlight, get them Torchlight, and if they have Torchlight, then get them the humble indie bundle, because I would have reviewed all these games, but it's a lot of game right now.
It's a lot of game. Shanked in and of itself would be huge.
Mm-hmm. Like people have written reviews for Cave Story Plus all on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So, doing a whole review thing on the humble indie bundle for
that would take a little bit.
I did not have that kind of time. Not that I've been busy doing stressful things, but I've just been busy.
I've been playing a lot of Zelda. Oh man.
Skyward
Sword. Skyward Sword when it doesn't bug out on me. I didn't break my game. I just found a different bug.
Yours was a fun bug.
My bug is fun. I don't know. I'm trying to recreate it every time I go into the game now. Just try to do it again. If you fly at Skyloft wrong and you jump onto it, you hit the top ceiling of the geometry of the level instead of loading Skyloft. So if you're trying to do that, I think what happened was I hit those warp rock things that makes you speed up, and it must have like jumped off right at some point.
Weird point.
And it's fun. I don't remember where I left off in that game. I know I just got the claw shot? No. I beat the boss in the place where we get the claw shot. No, I just found the ship. The sound ship. I just found the sound ship, so I don't know where I am in the game in terms of lengthwise, but that's where I am right now.
You've still got a ways to go.
Okay, because I haven't really been plugging at it for a little bit. So I'll probably do it today.
You've still got a ways to go. But yeah,
It seems like it, so.
It's fun.
I have a lot of hearts. But
I know, you get a lot of hearts.
You also start with 6, so.
Yeah, I know, they boost you, because that's what I thought. I'm sitting there going, I looked at it come the end of the game, and I'm like, man, I have a lot of hearts.
I know Twilight Princess, I actually found all the heart pieces, but only because there's that fortune teller to tell me where everything was.
Yep. There's a fortune teller in...
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you, though, where the heart pieces are, does she? Not like the Twilight Princess. Or he, I'm confused.
It kind of does, because you can actually, you pay him, and he's... I did it once just to see. And he gives you an option of what he'll help you find.
Okay.
So it's like, you're sitting there going, well, I want to find treasures. And he's like, okay, there's this kind of stuff located down there. And you're like, oh, great.
Did you find a lot of use for the potion upgrading?
At the end, yes.
Okay. I'll have to keep my bugs saved up for that then.
Yep. Right at the very, just that last fight.
Okay, I'll save it for that then.
I
Because I was looking at that, I'm like, no, I'm never going to need this.
That's what I thought too until that last boss fight.
That rough, huh?
Well, I just didn't quite know exactly what to do.
Oh.
So I died a couple times and I'm like, well, screw this. I'm going to go and I'm going to get potions.
Did you ever? Okay.
So I went and got potions and then I went back in, and then once I had enough health to kind of just keep fighting, it was, and I mean, I saved right before I went in so I could just keep restarting, but then I figured it out, and honestly the guide that I found online, because I was seriously having issues, the guide that I found online was completely useless.
Was it?
Theirs was going to take me about 10 hours to beat that boss, because you literally had to take like pot shots at him.
Lame.
So they're like, yeah, that's how you do it, and it's like, no, it's not how you do it, because I figured out how to do it. And the only reason I didn't figure out how to do it sooner was that my Wii remote hadn't calibrated properly, so it didn't get it when I went like this. Like he'd get his sword about part way up.
Do you ever find your Wii Motion Plus like was ever off? Because I'd be like I was doing the rail cart thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I turned right and then run all the way to the left. I'm like, oh. You're doing it wrong, cart. I'm falling off because the weird physics.
I think honestly it's just calibration. If it kind of calibrated funny.
Well, I do leave it on my couch.
Yeah,
it calibrates it so.
Because the only times I ever really had problems was when I'd pick it up and I'd be like, yeah, and I'd be doing like I'd be looking at my laptop or something.
Put it down for a quick second.
No, and I wouldn't even put my remote down. So it would be like, put your remote down, and I'm like pressing the A button while I'm looking at stuff on my computer, and then I look up and it's like calibrated, and I'm like, oops.
Nope. Calibrated for up there.
Ha! Neutral position. So
yeah, there's some odd quirks in the calibration, but I'm glad it's in there because you can also recalibrate it.
I mean, it doesn't take long to recalibrate.
Is there a way to increase the sensitivity? Because I set a little far from my TV box, and then when I pointed it, like the cursor doesn't move all the way like it does in the Wii menu and stuff like that.
I don't know.
Because I find that a little annoying sometimes.
There might be.
Like only in the menu parts. When I'm like just fighting or whatever, I'm not
You're fine.
too worried about it. If I'm aiming, I'm already concentrating on it anyways.
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought that would have been a thing.
It must be. I'm
surprised they don't allow you to change the neutral box either.
Yeah.
Because you can do that in, I think, Condo and Condo 2.
Depends on the game.
Yeah, it's there. If it's not, it's primarily not a shooter anyway.
And yeah, that's it. You're not in first person mode all that much. So.
Well, I was thinking of like the shots and claw shots and stuff like that.
Oh, I knew what you were talking about.
So, it doesn't really matter to me because it's not an action game, or it's not a first person action game anyway. So.
Someone's saying that they should make one. And I'm like, I don't want to play Zelda in first person.
Well, that's what Ocarina of Time was supposed to be.
I know.
That would have been a weird decision.
Yep. No.
It would have been like Zelda 2. Weird side scrolling.
Yeah. Let's take this in a completely different direction, guys. No.
Weirdos.
No. First person, okay, because that's the reason
it worked in Metroid, because that was a shooter.
Metroid works. But to me, if you put Link or Zelda, like that series, in a first person mode, you're just trying to make Skyrim.
Although they would have done it in 95 or 96 or whenever.
Right.
So.
But, I don't know, it just, because people are like, the dousing things, you're in first person mode, and I'm like...
Because it's dousing?
And I'm like, don't care. I want to see Link.
Well, that's why, because they change his model all the time, and he always looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that.
Like, I want to see the jump animations, the rolls. When I'm fighting, I want to see him actually, like, strafing to the side, not just, like...
It's the nice camera panning that you see when you're fighting.
It's way more cinematic to me than seeing this part of a sword and the back end of a shield.
And granted, like in Skyrim, you can do third person. It still looks funny. They fixed it from Oblivion.
Don't care.
It still looks kind of funny though. You don't strafe forward anymore.
Damn. You mean they finally learned how to actually make character models move properly? That always boggled my mind.
When you're walking forward and you're still going sideways.
Yeah, you're playing Oblivion, and it's like a gorgeous game, and I'm still not a humongous fan of it.
I'm neutral towards it. I have a copy of it.
I have a copy, and I've played.
I bought it for $5.
I've played quite a few. I've put quite a few hours into it.
I say deleted.
But
no.
To me, it's always it's been weird. Because you have all these gorgeous graphics and all this stuff happening, and I don't like playing those kind of games where it's a sword and a shield in first person mode. I just don't. Like, that does not appeal to me.
I don't know. I can't tell if it appeals to me or not.
So
it depends.
So I sit there and I'm like, okay, there's the third person mode. So I hit the third person mode, and in this gorgeous world, your guy runs like a moron because they're like, game was meant to be played first person, so the third person model looks dumb, and I'm like, then don't let me go into third person mode. Simple as that.
I don't really care about that kind of stuff, honestly. I think it's more suitable in like Fallout.
Fallout work.
Even if the character models still run like they're tards, but at least there, if I'm shooting, because they added iron sights for New Vegas, in first person mode, which I guess is more of a draw to keep you in first person.
But see, Fallout I played in first person.
Yeah,
and I didn't mind playing in first. Yep.
I really liked Fallout 3.
And in Skyrim, when in Oblivion, when I was using a bow, I'd go first person.
That's fine, yeah.
But just for sword fighting, it just felt really odd to me to just see like the sword coming out. And I don't think it would have felt as odd if they wouldn't have let me switch to third person.
I think it would have been cool. Now, I know you're not a fan of it, but if it was in 3D, it might be a little bit better. Because you can tell if your sword's, reaching at the person or not. Because you have that depth perception.
You would, except I think your 3D would get kind of skewed just because your sword goes off screen.
Right.
When you're holding
it.
Depends
on, if it's like a giant claymore.
Yeah, all of a sudden you get like, it's like...
It'll look cool. Look cool. What the hell?
Yeah. It's like I went to see Journey to the Center of the Earth in 3D. And there's a boulder scene like Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
so
of course there is.
The boulder comes at you, and my friend was like flipping out. And I don't really see 3D, so I'm kind of sitting there going, okay. And I could see it. Except I'm like, this is going to stop working in 5, 4, 3. And then the boulder cut at the top and the bottom of the screen. So it was still supposedly rolling at us and getting bigger. But it kept cutting itself more and more. So it wasn't like it's like a square block rolling itself at you.
That's scary the way you say that.
So I'm like... And my friend's still just flipping out, and I'm like, it's not doing anything. Like, no.
Oh well. Maybe for the next, when 3D gaming starts becoming more and more important. Not that I really care about it. Like, I'm glad the PlayStation Vita doesn't do 3D, because that would have been weird.
Well, and
not with the touch.
With the touchscreen, it wouldn't have worked, because even Nintendo said that, because they were going to do 2 3D screens, except they're like...
It barely works on the top screen when I touch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh...
Fingerprint.
Gotta clean it.
Yeah.
And it drives me bonkers, because the bottom screen is slightly smaller, and it's got that little imprint on the top screen. I'm like, ah.
I know.
So... Oblivion. And... weirdness.
We could talk about Oblivion, but Graham's not here, so...
Yeah. Well, I have nothing but good things to say for it. I just don't like it.
Agreed. It's just not my... It's not my kind of game, which is odd to say, because I love RPGs, but...
Maybe you like JRPGs.
I enjoy a JRPG every once in a while if it's done well. And when I say well, I mean like...
I can't remember the last good JRPG.
Final Fantasy VI.
I was gonna say like Chrono Cross, but that's because also I'm a big Chrono Cross.
I never played Chrono Cross, so like I pretty much Final Fantasy VIII was the last Final Fantasy I really played other than 13, and 13 is not a JRPG.
No, it's a Western. It's up in A, or up in X, or whatever console you play it on.
So
it's funny because 13.2, I might actually be interested in it because they actually got the the guys who did the Tales or the Star Ocean games. I can't remember their Tri-Ace.
Oh, okay.
They got those guys to help them with the combat system and stuff for that game. And Star Ocean, I don't know if you remember, is a huge game back in PS2 and PS1. It was one of those games that everyone had. I have a copy of it. I couldn't stand it just because of the really awesome voice acting. So I stopped playing after a little bit. I was like, I really like your game, but the way that you have your English, it's like you paid them $5 and said, just read the lines. No emotion. But, you know, that was also back in like 2000 when RPGs were finally getting into the next generation era of games.
Yeah.
So I have a copy just for to say that I have a copy, like I have a physical copy of Beyond Good and Evil. But
no, I don't know. I like
JRPGs are hit and miss, and
and they totally
and you know
can
I like I said, 13.2 has been getting actual reviews, like good reviews, oddly enough. So I've been playing Zelda indie games. That's all. That's about it.
And
I will. And TF2. Ooh, TF2. I love TF2. I think I'm getting either people are getting really good or just maybe I'm not getting good anymore. I'll get back into it.
I build turrets and run away.
It's a good idea. A lot of people don't know how to play good NG.
I don't know. I do that in a lot of. I forgot what I was. Oh, it's Battlefield 3 when I play online. I had the best kill the other day. And I'll do this and then we'll do the news because we've been talking for a while. But I forgot what class I was. Not that it really matters.
Were you that sniper that sniped 2 point something kilometers?
No.
Oh.
But I've seen that happen. You're a lot, and you're like, oh man, where was it? Like, you know, because it shows you who shot you.
Yeah.
It shows you who killed you, so you can kind of. That's how I've killed so many snipers, because they don't move. They kill you and then they do not move. Because they're like,
sniper moves.
Eyes is in best hiding spot ever, except for the fact that when I die, I see where you're hiding.
Unless you turn it off on the server.
Well, except when you're playing on a game box, you can't do that.
Oh,
so.
you can't. Oh, never mind.
So, for like if you're on those consoles, if you shoot someone, change positions. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt.
You mean like a real sniper?
Yeah.
Real snipers in real actually do that.
Yeah.
They kill some guy and
then
they
move.
Them and their spotter just move.
Yeah, because they don't want to get found.
They do get because the sound and things.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Is I mean, in the game you can't.
That's not really a factor.
In the game you can't do bullet trajectory and that kind of stuff. But at the same point, like I can tell where bullets come from.
Yeah.
If I don't die, I get the little indicator that goes, guy was this way. So then I duck down behind something and then I take up my sniper rifle and it's like peek up above something and it's like, I see them. And then I duck back down and I crawl like 12 feet forward and then I come back up and I'm like, you haven't moved, moron. But that's how I kill a lot of snipers. But either way, this one, I was my little engineer class because I had my little C4 bombs. So there's flag and flag, and then right in the middle there's a flag of this street. I don't know what any of the maps are called, so forgive me. And so I'm in the middle and there's these two kind of trucks that are like blown up next to the flag. So I'm like, C4 next to you, and I walked over, C4 you, C4 you, C4 you, because no one was staying in the middle. Everybody was trying to fight for these exterior flags. So I planted all those, and then I threw down a little ammo crate and got myself another like 4 bombs or whatever, so I planted another. So I had 8 C4 bombs planted around this thing. So I ran back up and I was going to attack the next flag, and all of a sudden I see this tank roll through and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. C4. And I'm like, because you click the button to blow them all. So I'm like, and then I saw a bunch of people running for this flag and I'm like, I'm gonna wait. So I literally waited till they had captured, they had knocked the flag back to neutral, and they're all sitting there like in the middle, and it's like, and I blew up like half the other team, including their tank, because their tank had stopped on top of one of my C4 bits. Boom! And then I went back and grabbed the flag again and got points for recapturing the flag and defending the flag and killing a bunch of people, and I'm like,
I'll have to show you that video that the Freddie Wong guys did for Battlefield 3.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me that.
It's so funny. But it has to do with C4.
C4 is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
News?
News?
I heard that's a thing.
The news.
Newsing. You want to go first? I think you have a little bit more than me.
Sure, I can go first.
The science will dictate work faster, better.
Work faster, better.
Faster, better.
Okay, this is a quick little.
Daft Punk.
This is a quick little fast one for starters, and we were just talking about Final Fantasy 13
Speak of the
too.
devil. Speak of the devil.
The Xbox 360 is getting exclusive downloadable content. It's a whole $1, and it's a bow and arrow. That's right. You heard it here first.
But it looks so sweet.
It looks cool, and
It looks like a manta ray.
It's a weird looking piece of machinery.
Manta ray mixed with like a bug.
So,
is it better? Does it help you beat the game?
As much as any other weapon in the game would.
No, don't care.
So, it's an aesthetics thing, but they seem to be going for that in this game anyways.
Seems like it.
Because they put the Ezio Auditore costume in there too. So.
I saw the. Is there actual models for that now?
No,
okay,
not that I've seen yet.
Oh, DLC.
So, DLC. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff in this game that it's like, pay us $1 and we'll make you look prettier.
There's a lot of pre-order bonuses too.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, oh.
I don't know, to me it's just...
Square Enix found out that they like money.
Yeah, I hate it when companies do this. Because all of a sudden it's like, yeah, we do like money.
Every company does that, but...
Sellouts. I don't know, to me it's $1 for a weapon.
Skin? Is it a weapon or is it a skin?
No, it's a weapon.
Okay.
Like it's an actual...
Okay, so if you're die-hard enough...
And you really want a bow.
And you only played this game.
And my question is, because they don't have stats or anything...
Is it out now? Oh, or out in Japan now?
I don't know, but...
You know, if it's out in Japan now, we wouldn't even know about it. Because Japanese news works way different than our news.
True. But to me, buying weapons is an odd thing to do with real money. Because everybody knows in RPGs that you're going to find something better. Unless it scales. In which case, that's boring.
I'm just trying to think. It could be balanced properly, but I have no idea how the game works right now for 13.2.
I don't know either. But
if it's anything like the first one, there was no weapon.
Because if you look at something like World of Warcraft where they have the heirloom items, they level with you.
See, that makes sense.
Except RPGs, to me, I have the most fun getting new stuff to put on my character to make me look cool or look different. So like now in World of Warcraft, there's so many heirloom items that you're literally in the same armor from level 1 to level 80.
But now you can disguise it, so.
But yes, now you can put the transmogrifier-y stuff on.
Whatever, shinies.
But I think you can at least. There's restrictions on that I have yet to actually read about.
So I'm not overly worried about that kind of stuff.
But that's the thing, is that all of a sudden you're running around in weird-looking armor for... Like, you know, and some of it's not all that matchy. And honestly, it's boring after 20 levels of looking at the same thing. Because that's half the fun of those kind of games is, you know, changing your looks. It's like on the Super Nintendo, like Chrono Trigger.
Well,
when you got new weapons, they always changed the look of your sword and stuff.
And in Final Fantasy, they're doing that in here too. They're not just weapons. You can actually buy different costumes as well. And like, oh, no. This is dress spheres all over again.
It's okay, I like that kind of stuff.
I hated the dress spheres.
But to me, like...
You've never played 10-2, have you?
No, I've never played 10.
It's absolutely garbage.
But, I assume that. But it's like with Rock Band and that kind of stuff.
Rock Band makes sense.
I like spending time actually making my character look cool.
You can actually buy clothing now.
See, and I would never do that.
No, I will never do it. But it's like brand name clothing. So it's like Pearl Jam concert was last week or something like that. Here's their concert t-shirt.
But that's like the...
That's logical, but at the same time, I don't want to.
That's like The Sims, though, where you can go now and buy the IKEA pack for real money and get IKEA furniture in your Sims house.
I think it's more novelty-ish if you had Pearl Jam stuff, and if you're a huge Pearl Jam fan in the first place.
Yes.
And like, here's their concert shirt that you could.
And what would also be different is if the money actually went to said band.
Well, I imagine them getting the royalties.
They'll get money from, but it would be different if it was like if you spent the $2 or whatever for the shirt, and that money went to the band or band shows or something.
They wouldn't need to worry about that because honestly, not a lot of people are gonna buy that kind of stuff.
So
I know. Them getting the rights to it would already
probably pay them more.
off. Yeah.
But I don't know, what kind
Whatever.
of bugs me with that kind of stuff nowadays is there used to be so many mods or the ability to change skins and that kind of stuff, and they're slowly taking that away from gamers.
You'll find, it's not too bad.
Because it's
They're
like
getting better.
some of the first-person shooters, like everybody's taking their map makers out of their games. Because it's like, we don't want you making maps because we want to make maps, because we want to be able to sell you maps, like 4 maps for $15.
I think you'll find that from the dirty developers though.
And you're getting, yes.
Like the Santa Monica stuff, or like Little Big Planet, or even is the Disney stuff? Is there even custom stuff in that, or
no?
Okay, well I guess the play, create, share stuff from Sony is probably the best place where you find that stuff.
Yeah, but I don't
if
know.
you're interested in that, I'm neutral towards it.
And I mean, StarCraft 2 came with a map editor.
That's good on them.
And then the guy started playing around and he made World of StarCraft, and then Activision threatened to sue him. So.
Didn't they hire him?
No, Blizzard got him. Blizzard invited him to their headquarters to kind of talk. So, well, because Blizzard thought it was wicked.
Oh, right. Activision
Jumped up and was like, "We are suing!" And Blizzard's like, "Whoa, whoa."
I just want to talk to this guy. What's his Twitter account?
The guy took our game building engine and built a miniature MMO. Chill out.
We will pay him money.
Yeah. Chill. And it's like, he can't use that name. And it's like, guys, who cares? It's a map mod. Like, calm down.
So if it's World of Super Mario.
Yeah.
They won't.
So.
Who knows? Like a lot of big. Does Diablo 3 do the thing still? Editing?
No, but Diablo 2 didn't either. So.
Okay.
Diablo's never had an editor.
Mm.
It'd be cool if they had a dungeon builder.
Who knows? The game's still far away in development. It is a possibility.
No,
it's possible. Who knows?
They've never done a dungeon like the Warcraft games and the StarCraft games have always had the map builders.
I think that's they're just.
And StarCraft 2's is really intense. Like Warcraft 3's was. It could go intense, or it could be really simple. And StarCraft 2's was just. I mean, obviously it was.
They built. I've seen racing games and stuff built off of that.
And yeah, and obviously like StarCraft 2's was good enough for this guy to build like a miniature MMO.
That's so crazy.
So, and I mean, I've honestly seen World of Warcraft maps on Warcraft 3 before World of Warcraft came out. So.
And I know we talked a lot about Oblivion already, but Oblivion and
yeah, they have their mod pack coming out.
And Skyrim right now. Are they doing that still for the PC? I think they're still doing it.
What, the mod?
Yeah.
Yep, it's coming out.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon. Because I just saw Lightning from Final Fantasy 13 in Skyrim. And I saw Link in Skyrim.
And some guy's making it his duty now to change all of the spiders in Skyrim into Spider-Man.
Ooh, shiny.
Because he's scared of the spiders.
Oh, well, at least he's motivated.
So apparently he wants to hack apart Spider-Man on a constant basis, which kind of worries me, but...
Well, at least when they're shooting webs, they'll actually be shooting webs. Or whatever. Who knows? The realistic character models are coming too, so... A lot of huge mod community for Bethesda's games.
Well, and one guy's already working on adding multiplayer to Skyrim.
Yep. Seen
without the mod pack. Like, that's... See, but they don't care. Like, they're cool about it.
Yeah.
It's like Minecraft. They're cool about mods. But there's all these games now where it's like, mod our game and we sue.
Yeah, the breaking our TOS.
Yeah.
What TOS? When you bought it.
Yeah.
But I own it. Do I not own your game?
No. No, you don't. No.
Oh well.
So.
Poor. No DLC. Bad DLC.
Bad. Yeah. So, but it's a buck. So, I don't know. Maybe if it's game changing.
It's not game changing if you don't buy the game though.
Also true. Mind you, it's looking good enough, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
I won't initially until
I gotta press up A a lot more and beat Final Fantasy 13 before I before I just think about buying.
I'm honestly tempted just to trade mine in or something because I'm never gonna play it. I say I'm gonna put like an elastic band on my thing and pull the X down. I'm never going to do that.
My biggest issue, I think, with that one is I'd have to restart now because I have no idea what the heck's going on in the story. So I don't.
Crystals.
Yeah, the chick got turned into a crystal, and something happened.
She fulfilled her destiny or some.
I don't know.
Baloney. I got nothing.
I'm still on disc 1.
Oh right. Hey.
We have lots of discs on my version.
You only have one on the newest version.
Yeah, I know.
Strange development choice. Anyways.
Anywho, next story.
Last Guardian was canceled.
Bull!
No.
Hooey!
No. GameStop thought that it was right for them to say that Last Guardian was canceled by removing it out of their system. People were like, what's going on?
Well, they called everybody.
And Sony was all like, no, it's not canceled. Because the rumor was, I never pronounced their Japanese names right, but the guy who was heading development on Last Guardian left Sony. Tokia, sorry. But he left Sony, so the big rumor was Last Guardian was being axed. Which Sony immediately said, no, we're still working on this game, he's just no longer with the company. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But then GameStop went and removed it from their listing.
Well, and one of the GameStop's other reasons was it has yet to get an official release date.
And that's fine.
And it was announced.
But you can't do that though, because GameStop does that for all kinds of games with no release dates.
Oh, I know, except
So
I think it's just been such a long period.
Duke Nukem Forever. Oh yeah, Duke Nukem Forever wasn't on their website.
Yeah, like that's their only thing is I think
they've done it before.
Is they went, okay, it's been how long since this game was announced?
I think it was announced like PlayStation 3 came out.
It was because it was
sometime.
It was before the PlayStation 3 came out because they were showing it off
a long time ago.
Yeah, they're like, here's this new game.
ISO guys are making it. Oh man!
Everybody's so excited and it looks so gorgeous and oh my god, it's gonna be on the PlayStation 3 and it's gonna come out really soon.
And it's gonna look real good and it's Ico is gonna be behind it and it's gonna be Team Ico is gonna be behind it and.
They were working on that really bad HD thing for Shadows of the Colossus and.
Yeah. Well, I think it's arguable. I don't really care if it's bad or not. Some people still loved it. I don't really care. And
it's honestly, it's a great game. Like, I have played the HD version. Mm-hmm. It's just if you're going to do an HD version, make it HD.
I don't really know. Maybe it looks better than it did.
And I'm assuming it does, but at the same time, you look at something like Metal Gear Solid HD Collection.
And that's an actual HD.
And they actually went back and
redid it.
Tweaked stuff enough that you go, this game looks good and I can play it.
Yeah.
But yes, so The Last Guardian.
It's still a game. It'll come out eventually.
Yeah.
We don't even know what it is, other than it's a boy and his guardian. But
it's the never-ending story. They just don't want to tell you that.
It's the Japanese never-ending story.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. You gotta watch it. Maybe it'll never end development.
Never-ending development.
Oh.
Coming out for the PlayStation 4.
PlayStation Next. There's also a Vita version in development. What?
Well, we might as well. We have the PlayStation 3, and we might as well throw it on that little machine. Come on now.
I'm excited for. Well, I don't know if I'm excited for it because I honestly don't know what it is.
Neither do I'm excited for more news
about it. It's just or like a trailer that doesn't show the same thing over and over again.
A little boy and a little thing, and like big dragon thing, and like just hugging the thing, and it's
or like it's him flying it, or like he's got arrows sticking out of it. I don't know, him feeding it, and it's a giant Tamagotchi simulator, isn't it?
Yes, it's the next Tamagotchi.
God damn it!
It's just it's the little boy going up and feeding the thing fish every once in a while. And the
thing
thing will take a dump.
You have to clean the poop.
Yeah, and then he'll just pull a little lever, and like a big tsunami will come through and wash all the poop away.
And if you don't, the thing will die.
Yeah.
Oh god. This is gonna be Sony. Give us money. This game will be out right now.
Yeah, we can make it. It'll just be a really long web video with little links that's like, would you like to clean the tank? Yes, just restart the video.
For some reason the camera angle is just a little bit off. It's not matching, but it's a little bit off.
No, it's hard to say one way or the other. Like,
who knows what... It's this... Honestly, the development of The Last Guardian is a lot like what Metal Gear Solid Rising was like. We don't know what it is, and I'd like to think that it's mostly done, but we don't know that either.
Well, the way the trailers showed it off 8 bajillion years ago looked like it was pretty far along.
Yeah, except they just didn't want to show what the game was.
And I'm just wondering if they did all the cinematics first, and they're like, okay,
That doesn't surprise me.
let me think of what can we actually put in its gameplay?
Konami did that a lot for the Metal Gear Solid 3, because the first trailer for Snake Eater, completely different from what the game actually turned out to be. Like, it was still in the jungle, but the scope and vision changed as long as throughout the development. But that game ended up coming out.
Right, that's the trick.
That's the difference between that and this game.
I don't know, like 7 years into development or 8 years into development, you kind of have to start wondering if this game's gonna.
At least Konami called it quits with Rising.
Yeah, at least they're like game can't. They didn't tell anybody, but
yeah, no, we can't do this right now. We're working on the Fox engine or something.
Well, because honestly, how much money are you gonna make unless there's only 3 guys developing this game? Like, unless they've locked 3 guys in a little office.
Do you think they hired a different studio to help them out with it secretly?
I don't know.
They did, like Konami did?
Because at the same point, if you do that, again, that's a big money sink.
It's a huge money sink, especially coming from a Japanese developer.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something they decide lightly.
No, so it's like, that's what I mean. Like, at this point, aren't you better to cut your losses unless you're going to charge $100 for this game?
I don't know. SOE's or SCA's pockets are pretty deep. So.
Oh, and I get that. It's just that.
I mean, there must be something that the developers or the publishers see in this game that we don't.
Maybe.
Or, you know.
Or maybe they're just working on a trilogy and they're not releasing the first game till the last 2 are done. I don't know. They see, 2 Humans should have
done that. We've seen that done before.
2 Humans should have just done that. They should have made all the games and then released them like.
What was that? Advent Rising should have done that too. I missed that game. So. I think I have it. I have it somewhere.
Oh.
I'm too lazy to play it because it's on my Windows side. All right.
Another little indie game.
Oh man, it's a very good indie game.
It's a very good indie game. Limbo.
It's been a long time coming for that game.
Yes, it's now available for Mac. So if you already don't own it for everything else, you can get it for your Mac for $9.99 on the App Store on your Mac. Or it's coming to Steam on January 13th. So
I'm just checking.
Honestly, for me, it's a no-brainer.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great game. So if you already don't own it,
I got it for the PS3 for like $10 or something. I don't know, $10 or $11.
Yeah. So I mean, if the guy's got a PlayStation, you know, you can get it for your PlayStation. But if you want it for your Mac, like if you want to bring it with you everywhere,
it's already on the. Oh, it's
just for Windows.
It's $2. Is it cross compatible? Because you can probably buy it now.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
I would
assume it would be cross compatible.
It'd probably be Steam Play.
So.
So again.
And yes, you know if it's on Steam, it's gonna get cheap at some point.
Yeah.
So. And I mean, it gets cheap on the consoles too because they have sales on this kind of stuff. So.
Like I said, it was. I think it was like $15 on the PSN store.
Yeah.
But I bought it for like $10 because I'm a Plus subscriber. But it's.
They're also planning to release it on Google Chrome.
That after the Bastion move, I think everything's going to be on Chrome now.
That's pretty much.
Or at least every indie game is going to be on Chrome.
Yeah. So.
I think Battlefield 3 runs off of a web browser on the PC. But at least the multiplayer does.
Which?
The Battlefield 3 multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
What it is instead of loading the game, you actually go to the Battlefield 3 website. You log in with your Origins account or whatever it is.
Yep.
And the the servers is like a list of web pages. You just click it and it loads it. The game, which is I think it's way better than having to have to load the game once and then load the game again a second time. Which is good for if you just want to play the multiplayer.
Yeah. And that's how the Xbox game comes on 2 separate discs. So I should really finish the single player so I can just uninstall that disc off my hard drive.
Cool.
So yeah, Limbo, get it, love it.
If you haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, if you're one of the 5 people who has yet to play Limbo, because
it's amazing. It's not long.
No, and we've talked about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so Sony, if you haven't also realized, the PlayStation Vita's out in Japan.
Yeah.
And it's selling like hotcakes. It's not completely sold out yet, but it's selling real well. And people are wondering what it's going to be like in the release details in America. Well, they've announced that not only the pricing for the supposed memory cards, but it's also going to be the largest Sony launch date lineup in history, with 25 games right out of the gate, day one, which is stunning, I think, for any launch of any console. And again, all these games are available digitally as well. So if you want to use a memory card, which we'll get to in a quick second here, you can also buy a day one as well. Speaking of the memory cards, they've announced the prices for these supposed memory cards, which were supposed to be super, 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 super expensive, but they've announced that the 4 gig card is only $20. So it's not terrible.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they got enough feedback from everybody.
They did.
And they
I imagine they did.
Because all these people going, okay.
Because what was the first price for the 4 gig card? Like $30?
I forgot what it was, but it ended up making like the already $250 system.
Not look good.
Already, and then adding that to it because you need the memory card to play. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden you're sitting there going. Yeah,
I think it was the 4 gig card and the 16 gig card that got the price that was different from the prices that were supposedly talked about. The 16 gig one is like, or the 8 gig one is $40. The 16 gig is, I don't know, let's say 60 or something. I don't know, something more reasonable than what it was rumored to be. So I completely think it is totally. I totally completely agree that it is Sony looking at the story and going, oh geez, because they're already putting in 4 gig cards into the first edition bundle already.
Yes, if you get the bundle thing. Come here.
So if you are a savvy person, you could totally just buy the first edition bundle, still get the better deal here. Because Little Deviants comes out in the same day and it's $49 or $45 or something like that. So yeah, pricing and launch lineup completely ready for February 15th/22nd, whenever you get your game.
Yep.
System.
So at least that's good news.
Yes, it's very good news for people who are on the fence about the memory card system. And I totally agree. It's what the heck? Like you actually can't boot up half the apps without a memory card.
Right. So
you can't boot up the camera app. You can't boot up.
Even if you leave the more expensive ones at a more expensive price range.
Yes.
Yes. Then.
And you know what? Just right out of the gate, $20 is not terrible. It's still ridiculous.
Yeah.
That you need it, but it's just. That's not good.
So.
Oh no, I knew about that already. Actually.
I figured.
Actually, I think I read a story about that. Anyways, so this doesn't faze me at all because I'm getting the first edition bundle. But for those who
there, I just cut my stories in half.
Cool.
We talked about this last week or the week before. How Zynga thought they were worth $8 bajillion. I forgot how much they said they were worth.
10 million.
I think it was $10 million they thought they were worth, or something stupid. Either way, they've gone public.
They want to get traded.
And they've so far lost a lot of money.
10% of whatever it is.
10% of whatever, they initially opened with. So, essentially, nobody else thinks that Zynga's worth what they think they're worth.
Shocker. That's
in a week, they've lost 10%.
That is a shocker. And 10% doesn't seem like a lot, but for a big company like this, it's life or death almost.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of cash. It's empty money that they can't get back.
So not anything that we can really talk about other than I just wanted to laugh at them.
It serves them.
Yes.
I don't know if it serves them right. They're still a company.
They're a company and they tried, but honestly,
I don't care about them.
Honestly, for me, I don't know. I would come out low and watch my stock go up.
I think that's the logical thing to do.
For me, that's a lot. I don't know.
I'm not a business person, but I played enough Monopoly to know that you don't.
You don't buy hotels on, the first little. You don't, the purple ones.
Oh, I do it for shits and giggles.
Well, yeah. Once you have them on everything else.
once you own that last row.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Then you can do whatever you want on the right. I don't know. It's funny, and that's all. It just made me laugh. That's it.
They should make a Zynga Monopoly game. That would be funny.
You could just call it Zynga.
Zingopoly. Zingopoly. Zing!
Zing. That's it.
Funnies. Okay, so the next story is a big one, I guess, for Twisted Metal fans. David Jaffe has gone on record and said, after an interview that with the Hip Hop Gainer, a lot of people were offended that, apparently these people were offended that there was a black or African American or whatever it is representation in Twisted Metal for coming up for the PlayStation 3. And David Jaffe has gone on record and saying that he doesn't want your money, you racists. So I totally agree with him, but you have to also understand that David Jaffe is very vocal with his blog. He uses he doesn't go off lightly. So, but he was very vocal in the whole, I don't want your money. If you are a racist, contact me. I will find out whatever portion of money that Sony takes, and then whatever portion my company Eat Sleep Play takes. Whatever I get, I will donate to charity because I don't want to help you. You should use that money to find, therapy or something. And while I totally agree with his statement of I don't want to support you,
yep.
he just, jumps right into the middle of the deep end and goes, I'm swimming in it.
Yeah, if you're going to go hard, go hard.
And you know what? I love the guy. He's absolutely funny and hilarious. But he has no PR with him. He is his own PR. I think it's hilarious.
But I mean, honestly, and he develops the Twisted Metal game, so it's not
and
like
God of War.
Yeah, so it's not like he has to be.
He doesn't need to tact.
Yeah.
With his position and
it's not like you're making
design.
Kids games or games that like a lot of people like. Everyone can play.
He's tried it.
Yes.
It didn't work, unfortunately. Calling All Cars is what it was called. And for those of you who don't really know, Calling All Cars was his first foray into non-violent video games after God of War. And it was I don't know how to explain it. It was an isometric car racing game where you played cops and robbers with friends.
I don't remember it.
I remember it well because I was playing with my friend. Because at the time he downloaded it and I downloaded it from his account. But it was a fun game, but it just didn't have enough depth in it. And he's gone on record saying I tried it, it didn't work out that well, so I'm just gonna go make Twisted Metal. Yeah. Because I know how to make Twisted Metal.
So yeah, he doesn't need tact. No, so honestly, saying that kind of stuff is it's probably better PR for him, anyways.
Yeah, he's said. I don't want to say he said worse because I haven't seen all his blog posts, but he said stuff on that equivalent of he uses the F word a lot.
Yeah.
My monthly funnies whenever I watch his videos.
Just ignore the phone in the background.
What phone?
What phone?
Speaking of Sony news.
So, do you remember a while back when Sony released their new terms of service and said that we could no longer form a class action lawsuit against them?
Oh boy, did I ever.
Well, someone's filing a class action lawsuit against the fact that they can't file a class action lawsuit.
That's totally fair. That's totally possible.
And it's funny because Microsoft's new one has now done the same thing for Xbox. We can no longer file a class action lawsuit against them.
Maybe this guy should just do it against everyone.
And I'm assuming, yes, that's going to be the next thing, is if he wins this one, then he's going to go after Microsoft.
I would.
And in all fairness, Sony said that if you want to file a class action lawsuit, like if you don't want that part to be part of the terms of service, you actually have to write them and say in a letter that you did not want to agree to that part of the terms of service.
There's a website that if you talk to them, they will help you write that letter for you.
Yeah. So, or you could just join this class action lawsuit, because that's the whole point of a class action lawsuit, is everybody jumps in.
How many people, is this like on survey.com or not survey.com, this is like on the random anonymous people at signup.com or whatever?
I have no idea.
Who knows? This is so weird.
So, and that's what a class action lawsuit is anybody with a PlayStation can join in on this.
I don't know if I should or not.
Well, I'm not sure if we can, being Canadian residents, suing them in America, but
That's weird.
Every person in America who owns a PlayStation 3 can jump in on this.
Would you?
I don't know. Maybe just for fun.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose anything.
Yeah, but you wouldn't lose anything. If anything, only the person who would be losing is that one dude.
Not even him.
Really?
That's the whole point of a class action lawsuit.
Probably won't put him in a good light with Sony though.
He doesn't. He obviously doesn't care. He's suing them.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that
I think it's funny he's suing them on the clause that they can't sue them.
That he can't sue. Yeah. I enjoy that.
That seems ironic. In a sense.
Yeah, there's a bit of irony in there somewhere. So yes, once again another quick little story, but just something kind of fun.
I love funny stories.
I know, exactly. I mean, that's all it is. So.
Speaking of funny stories, there is a robbery that took place recently. Not just any kind of robbery though.
What kind of robbery, Tony?
It was a Star Wars flavored robbery.
Sweet.
It takes place in a city called, I don't know where. Because
Loading.
It's called, it starts with an H. I don't know. But if you Google up Star Wars robberies, you probably won't find it. But what makes this extra special is the guy used plastic lightsabers, 2 of them, and fights the... Oh man, silly iPad. Like I said, my computer's out of commission.
Dual wielding lightsabers.
But he dual wields lightsabers against cops. Now you think he doesn't win, but he deflects one of the tasers. You're gonna have to search and put 2001, 2011, because like I said, there's a lot of Star Wars related robberies. Yeah, that's the one. So he fights off cops with 2 plastic lightsabers.
Oregon.
In Oregon? Yeah. And I was looking at that and I was thinking like, this guy is a dexterity maniac because he's able to deflect a taser with a lightsaber.
Well, he's obviously part Jedi.
He's practiced this a lot. Kind of makes me want to be a Jedi. Maybe we should sign up for Old Republic. Maybe they'll help me.
They had to apprehend him by tackling him and pinning him to the ground.
Yep, the tasers did not work.
The tasers did not work.
I thought that was... He's got style. He knows what he's doing.
And the unfortunate thing is, he could probably now sue them for police brutality.
I was defending myself with my lightsabers. 2 of them!
Oh dear.
So, that's my random
weird story.
I like random weird stories.
And
I saw that and I was like, I couldn't have to bring this up.
No kidding. The Humble Bundle, which we have talked to death about.
We rave about it. They should just give us money.
They are now charging. You have to spend at least $1 if you now want the Steam keys.
That's not overly difficult.
They're saying it's for part of the Christmas competition-y type thing that's going on through Steam.
There's a lot of cross games that take place. And I guess there's going to be more too.
There's people pretty much making multiple accounts and buying the Steam keys for a penny and then playing the games to get extra chances to win the big grand prize.
Which is every game on Steam.
So.
Not actually a story, but.
Yeah. But yeah, so for $1 you get the Steam keys. And I mean, honestly, I always pay the average price anyway, so this isn't really a big deal to me.
And I think it's just for this one, I guess.
It's probably just for this one. And honestly...
they should probably just keep it for...
You know what? Honestly, a minimum donation of $1 for all that stuff, worth it.
Yeah.
You know,
if you guys have ever, I told you this, but if you actually try to put in a penny, you can still buy the games, but it'll spit out this giant GIF image of a hobo that's trying to develop games and saying, "Developers are poor!" And it's the funniest and saddest thing you'll ever see. But you can totally do it if you just give them a penny. And it's so sad.
You can help them out if you just give them a penny. Or if you give them more than a penny. So, either way, quick news. But they want $1 now for the Steam keys, just probably for this holiday season. But
I'm totally okay with it if it's just
if they keep it, I could care less because once again, I always pay at least
Good
$5 or $6.
Good OS X and Linux people always pay above the average.
Yes, we do. It's those Windows people that keep bringing it down. The Linux people pay the most, which makes sense.
They know their operating system's free.
Yeah. So. Anything else?
I've one movie tidbit, but I'm tapped for video gaming stuff.
We'll save that one then, because I have a couple movie things that I just found. So.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. We talked about Nintendo patching Zelda.
Yep.
Last week. They're doing it through a channel.
The patch, the channel's out already somewhere, isn't it? We'll get it soon.
We'll get it soon. So.
How does this work?
You literally download the channel, and you run it, and it does all the fixes on your save file.
I imagine, yeah.
So, bing bang boom, done.
Yep, they were talking about how they were going to use an online distributive method to fix this.
Yep. So yeah, that's kind of kooky because
it's weird. It's the first time it's ever done.
And I mean, it's an odd way of doing it, but for Nintendo,
it's faster. I think it's cost effective.
It's cost effective and it's a quick way to do it. So I'm just glad.
Can you still send in your SD card with your save in case?
I would assume so.
Just in case you're the one person that can't put their Wii online.
I would assume so. I don't know who can't put anything online anymore, but
you'd be surprised.
Because
some people don't know how to use their Wii online.
Some people just don't have. I know a guy that doesn't have the internet.
I know a guy who just got upgraded from 56K. He's like, wow.
It doesn't say in this article, but
Japan's fixes usually bring over here real soon. I know the Japanese. This is really weird. The Japanese ambassador game for Legend of Zelda just got updated.
Oh.
To actually have save state data and actual
cool.
Actual 3DS functionality where you can actually put the game in multitasking, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
The icon got updated as well, where instead of just the floating icon what it is right now, there's an actual Famicom in front of it, which I'm excited to see just because I want to have a 3D Famicom floating on my 3DS. So, Japanese fixes. Look for it maybe, what is it today, or will it be the 24th? I would bank on it coming in the next year, in the new year, because everyone's going on holidays.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's understandable. And honestly, once again,
I'm not overly worried about it.
If you run, you will not run into that.
I almost thought I was gonna run into it.
Did you?
No, because I wasn't sure. I was getting really paranoid because it's I didn't get this one part first, but then I kept checking my objectives, go do this part, and I'm like. So I made a second save, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case. I think I skipped past that part, so I think I'm okay. Like I said, I'm at the sand boat part.
Yeah.
So I think I'm okay.
You should be okay. Have you collected song parts yet?
I don't know. Probably not.
Then you haven't passed the glitch.
Oh.
But you're not even close to it, so.
Uh-oh. I can try and break my game.
No.
Well, I have a second save.
That's true.
I'll see it. I'll try it. So.
Movie stuff, I guess.
Yeah, we'll touch on the movie stuff. Trailers out this week. A lot of trailers out this week.
A lot of trailers.
Again, like last week. Notable ones are there's two of them. I can't remember the second one other than The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit is the
Batman.
big one. Batman. The Dark Knight Rises.
And the German Avengers trailer.
Which not overly different. I'm almost tempted to try and translate it, but
I can't see it saying anything that would be shocking, or else we'd already know.
I think it's stuff that we already know that was already mentioned elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because there's the clip from the D12.
Yeah.
In there with Black Widow and Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing all that shocking in there.
And there's Tony Stark narrating.
Mm-hmm.
Which in German is weird. I think
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. should have just learned German and overdubbed his own voice. I mean, he's crazy enough he could do it.
He would do it.
A lot of trailers. or a good solid handful of trailers.
Batman, people are complaining about Bane's voice.
It's too soon.
Because if you kind of watch the trailer, because that's what people are sitting there going, so now whenever Bane and Batman are together, all you're going to get is... That's
what the Dark Knight series is like, though.
So...
Like, the Joker was crazy.
So...
The Scarecrow was kind of crazy. Except he wasn't even in the first movie anyways. But
I thought they did Bane really well in Arkham City.
Yeah.
So, and like everybody's saying, it's just the
Bane,
first trailer, so we'll see what ends up happening.
The movie's done. They can't really fix that kind of stuff in post. It's a little late to do pickups, I think.
I don't know. You can always...
It's out in like March or early summer.
You can always play around with voice, especially if they've got the recordings done.
I don't think so. I don't...
Unless he talked like that, like unless he actually put a mask on.
He does have a mask on though.
No, but like in post,
eh.
you literally in post. That's how most movies happen now. They sit in a little booth and watch themselves and say their lines over again over top of their own.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I have no complaints over it. The one football scene, spectacular.
It's gonna be a weird movie.
I'm so excited for it. I also, because by default I also like Batman, but
I'm excited for it. I'm really hoping Bane is audible in a theater.
We don't know that yet.
And if he's not audible, like
who knows?
Maybe he's just supposed to kind of grunt and grumble and not be all that menacing.
And do you think he'll be baning out early on or later on, or venoming up never on?
I would hope earlier rather than later because they're not setting up for another movie.
Hopefully, because the whole it ends.
Yeah.
Implies that he's gonna Batman, but who knows?
I can't see Batman dying. I honestly can't.
I can see them break. I can see him doing what it is in the comic.
And breaking his back.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I could totally see that happening.
Because that'd be a good way of saying like the series is ending and then.
See you guys in the reboot.
Well, or like and then breaking Bruce Wayne's back and then being like, just kidding, not over, new Batman, and continuing. And I know it won't be Christopher Nolan, and I know you won't have Christian Bale as Batman.
I'm okay with that.
But he could. They could still put Bruce Wayne in, like, you know, the Batcave being all like, yo, new Batman kid, because my back's broken.
Batman Beyond the movie?
Pretty much.
I didn't like Batman Beyond series, the later seasons of that series.
I don't know.
I only like the first season.
She okay? She's fine. She just doesn't, she's not allowed in the room, so she whines because we're in the room.
We'll be out soon.
It's my dog, everybody. She's being whiny
Puppy
today.
dog.
She's being whiny.
I'm excited for it. Doesn't matter. I'm super excited. I found it really weird that in the trailer there's like a second of actual Batman.
Yeah, I know.
Most of it was either voiceovers or like background actors.
Yeah.
Which is maybe they're.
But that's Christopher Nolan, I think, doing like the same thing he did with Inception, where it's like, I don't want you to know what this movie's about.
That's true. Blah.
Yeah. Because even the guys in Inception couldn't talk about Inception before Inception came out.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because they didn't want to ruin any of the surprises or anything, so...
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's kind of probably what it is again, is he's like, I have this Batman movie, and it's going to be chock full of surprises, and I don't want people knowing anything, so...
I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, don't tell people that Batman's dying, and don't spoil it. Because the prequel's out.
Right.
Which we never got in Canada, because it showed it in like one theater in America. I'm jealous. I want to see it.
And the Hobbit trailer.
And the Hobbit trailer was a big one.
The dwarves.
The biggest one.
Are amazing.
And
And Bilbo, the guy they got to play Bilbo, I have to say.
I love him. Everything he does is amazing.
And honestly, if you look at him, I don't remember his name either, but Bilbo is a mix of Baggins and Took.
Mm.
So if you look at the old movie, like if you look at the Lord of the Rings movies, the guy who plays the Took, they have a resemblance.
Mm.
So there is this whole, like, Bilbo does kind of have features from the Baggins side and now the Took side. So, like, they found an actor that kind of fit, and it's like, that's so creepy.
Well, if you love if you love him, you'll definitely love Sherlock.
Oh yeah.
He plays Holmes. He plays
Moriarty.
No, he plays
Watson
in it. And I'm like,
there's only so many characters I know in Sherlock Holmes.
There's a few others. There's an inspector and
yeah. The only thing I had a problem with,
and you mentioned it real quick, and I caught that.
I did, and my friend and I actually talked about it that night, is I've had a problem with Peter Jackson's Smeagol ever since The Lord of the Rings, because they showed him way back in The Lord of the Rings, like they did that whole like, here's Smeagol when he was still human, before he went nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And he still had that weird voice, and that bugged me.
I think it's for dramatic purposes only.
Except in The Hobbit,
yeah,
because it's not his looks. I understand, Smeagol is now 8 bajillion years, like he's old. Like Smeagol's old at this point, and he's been living in this cave. So he looks like he does. I understand that, and I'm cool with that. But his voice still bugs me, and the fact that he kind of is, I don't know, he kind of seems too crazy for me.
I'm okay with that though, because if they don't have that like wild character, the story would get really kind of dull.
But he only becomes wild once he loses the ring.
That's true. Do you think they did the? Because they're doing both filming 1 and 2 at the same time, right?
Yeah, they're both.
Do you think they took out scenes from the second one
and threw it in? And maybe
because they did that with. I think they did that with Lord of the Rings trailers too.
And maybe Smeagol loses the ring at that point in the trailer. Like I don't know, because there's one point in The Hobbit where Bilbo and Smeagol do this whole riddle game, and Smeagol actually is all like he's not quite there, but he's still more aware than he is in the Lord of the Rings movies. And I just feel with that voice and with going with that direction that you're going to lose the fact that he didn't go absolutely bonkers until he lost that ring and was searching for it for all those years. Because Bilbo ends up taking his ring. That's when Bilbo gets the one ring.
Spoilers.
Yeah. If you haven't read The Hobbit by now, tough luck. It's been out for 75 years. You've had your chance.
I'm going to get that pocket edition soon.
Because, yeah, that's when Bilbo finds the One Ring and takes it. And, of course, then goes, as things proceed, Bilbo is apart from Smeagol for quite some time, like 50-some years. That gives him plenty of time to go nuts.
I don't know. I think Peter Jackson's choice, but is fine.
So I reserve judgment until I see the actual film. That was the only thing that just caught me off guard, and I forgot that he had given Smeagol that dumb voice straight off the bat.
We could always change that stuff in post, like you said.
Yeah.
The movie is over a year away.
Oh, and I know, and it's coming out in December.
And the trailer looks like it's done.
Oh yeah.
And that's what bothers me about it, is because I want it now.
I know.
Everyone wants it now.
Well, and it's a 2-parter, so you're gonna have to wait 2 years for the whole thing to be. And Gandalf looks
just awesome,
but as usual,
like a good wizard.
And the dwarves started singing that song, and I was just like,
yeah, that got me too. I'm like,
I love that song in the book, and they do such a good job of it. And Thorin looks like such a badass.
They all look awesome.
I know.
Honestly, it's like they're naming off the dwarves. I was like, cool.
So many dwarves. I
was like, Nick is gonna love it. I like it. He's gonna love it.
Yeah. Well, and they are like Tolkien. Pretty much wrote the dwarves as they as we know them in fantasy. Like a real dwarf. Yeah, they like their beer and they their beards. Yeah, they've got the beards and they smoke pipes. And yeah, they all smoke their little pipes. They play instruments like these guys. It's gonna be so awesome. And yeah, when they fight, it's gonna be brutal. Like look at Gimli in the Lord of the Rings movies. He did a good job. Like, he's battle lust dwarf. So now you have 13 of them. And then Bilbo. He's got that sword. Like, doesn't even get the sword till later. Yeah. He's gonna get. He might die. Okay. What? And that's the issue with doing these kind of movies is you can't put Bilbo in a precarious position or Gandalf. Yeah, I want to know how accurate it is compared to the book, but who knows? Well, if it's Peter Jackson, it's going to be dead on. Yeah, hopefully. We'll never know. Or there's just going to be like a bunch of cutscenes. Yeah. But, you can't throw Gandalf off something and be like, he could die, because he doesn't, because he's in the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. It's like, it's the Smallville problem. Don't want to go into that. It's like
it's bad. It's bad. Smallville's bad. Smallville's bad.
Clark Kent gets shot,
Sorry.
and it's like, can't die. He still hasn't gone to Metropolis, and it's like, oh, he lived. No.
He didn't. He hasn't gotten together with Lois Lane or whatever it is.
Except then they brought her. I don't know. That show.
Weird.
That show
Art.
got weird.
Anyways,
Anywho.
other trailers. That's it. Those three that were big this week.
And then speaking of the Avengers,
trailers.
like we didn't expect this, but
I think it was already announced. Just not official.
Disney announced that the Avengers will be in 3D.
I think the first trailer at the end of Captain America? Yeah. I think that said 3D at the end of it.
I don't remember.
I think
because they just announced it.
We'll have to go take the concept.
And the other issue is that it wasn't filmed in 3D.
Not.
So it's the post-special 3D.
F that.
And luckily, you have Joss Whedon who already likes wide-angle shots.
Oh, that's not so bad.
So at least he's filmed most of the movie in a process that will lend itself to 3D.
It won't mess it up like it does in weird cutting 3D objects out.
But at the same time,
Thor's hammer's totally gonna come out at you.
But if you're not filming a movie expecting 3D,
exactly, that doesn't. Or if
I don't know. Either way,
and we don't even know who the main villain is other than Loki, right? So.
Yeah. So either way,
anyone else.
It'll still be available in 2D, which is the way I will be seeing it.
I want to see it in 2D.
But
that's what my movie ticket's reserved for.
Yeah. So, either way,
I'm excited for that.
So, as some of you may or may not know, they want to remake the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
That's yay.
But not yay. Because they want to use none of the cast from the show.
Or writers.
Or
content.
Or creators.
It's a reboot.
With no one involved that was involved in the first one.
I think everyone's been
Even Joss Whedon went,
I was watching an interview with Eliza Dushku, and she's all like, yeah, I guess I respect their creative decision. And she's trying her darndest not to say no.
Everybody was pretty much doing that from the book because they interviewed most of the Buffy people, and they were all trying to be really polite about saying that it was the worst idea ever. And either way, they have now lost their screenwriter for the movie.
Now is the story's already written, isn't it?
Apparently not.
Oh, well, it's glad to see that hasn't.
The script that was submitted fell short of expectations and was rejected.
That's good.
And so now the screenwriter has been fired.
Yay.
So they're looking for a new screenwriter.
Maybe they should just save their pennies and get the old screenwriter back.
You mean Joss Whedon?
Yeah. Or anyone connected to the project that did the original project, or from the TV shows for that matter, because the TV shows are awesome too.
You know what would make a great reboot or a great reboot for those movies is actually hiring
that staff back.
Joss Whedon and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
At least.
Well, that's all you need because
bring Giles and stuff too.
No, because Giles wasn't involved.
Yeah,
there was another Watcher.
Oh yeah, or
because it was all before she moved to Sunnydale.
Oh right, this is that really really bad movie.
Yeah.
I mean, awesome movie.
The campy movie.
I watched it. I liked it.
I watched it.
It wasn't good.
It has its moment, and it has actors in it. It's got people. Surprisingly.
They went on and did bigger, better things. So.
Yeah, but honestly, when they were like, yeah, we're doing we're working on a Buffy movie, and it's like, sweet, and then it's like, no one who has ever been involved in Buffy.
Not involved.
Yeah, no one's involved. And it's like,
Joss Whedon, are you working on this? No.
That makes zero sense.
When was this happening?
Yeah.
Right now? What?
So it I don't know, it bugs me.
No, this is good.
But this is good. This is good news. The more delays that can happen, the better.
To the point of cancellation?
You know what would be great?
If this never happened?
No, if Joss Whedon submitted a screenplay.
Oh, that would be... He's busy.
I know, but at the same...
Oh, no, he's done his work, isn't he?
I think so. He could write a screenplay for Buffy in his sleep.
He probably has one already written. What's this? It's
Your movie.
It's the first movie.
Yeah.
It's the first one. It's my movie. I can dust it off. Here you go.
Yeah. Instead of the vampires not dying when you stake them, like having those long death scenes, they just get dusted now. It's simple. And he's like, oh, and I got the perfect person to play Buffy. And and honestly, because there was parts where in the show they showed Angel kind of watching Buffy and that kind of stuff from afar. So you could throw David Boreanaz in there.
I'm pretty sure he's not doing anything anyways.
He's doing Bones. But otherwise, you don't really need...
You don't need a Buffy remake. Honestly.
You don't need a Buffy remake.
You don't.
There was that whole show that went on for a really, really long time. So just go watch the show.
And then read the comic.
And then, yes, read comic, which is now in season
8.
9.
9? Weird.
Because season 8 ended, and season 8's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Spike got a spaceship. Spoilers.
Rocket ship.
It's not a rocket ship, it's a spaceship.
Spaceship.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a difference.
He went to... One of them has rockets, the other one has space technology. It's like, it's an alien spaceship from... No one knows where.
I'll get to it eventually.
No, they literally don't explain it. Spike shows up in a spaceship.
Isn't this... They're all in like a dream reality or some weird thing like that? I'll get to it. I'm like on season 6 or something. And I have the DVD for the motion comic.
The motion comic.
Anywho.
Yep. That's it for news?
Yeah.
Other than website stuff?
Yep, pretty much.
Cools. You started our week off.
Which video was it this week?
That's what I'm going to find out.
I found a lot of videos. Oh, how to wrap a cat.
How to wrap a cat.
And now I know how to gift a cat, because now you know how to gift a cat. I learned how to gift a cat.
Step 1, find a cat that will let you do that.
I think if you found a tame enough cat.
I have never seen a cat that would let you wrap it.
It has to be an older cat. Those passive cats.
Oof, I don't know. Even they'd still like
how long was that? How long was
you.
that video? Like 2 minutes? Almost 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, they sped parts of it up, but.
That's okay.
That's what I mean. Like, that's the most patient cat I have ever seen.
I've seen cats that are just like, love me.
I've seen that too, but.
And then rap.
I was gonna say, but then like, and it's not like they wrapped her all that quickly. It was just like, okay, now we're gonna fold this paper over here, and the cat kind of.
You gotta make sure not to put the tape on the cat.
I know, but then the cat like looks as its paws are getting wrapped, and it's like, yeah, paws getting wrapped. That's cool. My tail's getting wrapped. That's cool too. Oh, this is getting wrapped. Oh, that's fine.
They wrapped the tail. That was the best part of that video, because then like it's wrapped and it goes flop.
Yeah.
Flop, because it doesn't know what to do with its extra weight.
I'm just like, most patient cat ever.
I want it. Because I know that's no, well, you know what? I never want a cat.
I like cats.
I will never, I want a dog before a cat. This week's,
question of the week.
Question.
Where's the number one thing you want for Christmas?
I want to pay my bills off.
We still had a couple people who voted for more than one thing. That's why I specifically put, but whatever. The number one thing that won was time off.
That's fair.
And then, honestly, the people who picked 2 usually picked the next one and something else, so they correlated.
Pay my bills.
Pay my bills came in second.
Technically, you're buying my gifts because I buy whatever I want.
And then Graham, thank you very much. Your choice came in third.
Hippopotamus.
Apparently 6 people want a hippopotami for Christmas.
I'm not going to deny that the fact that I would like one, it's just my apartment doesn't fit it. And I don't think my apartment allows pets of that magnitude.
I was going to say, it's that, like, I want a tiger kind of problem, where you get it, and it's a cute little kitten, and then it grows up into a giant grizzly bear.
No, but then you just teach it to love by hugging you. Alright, a hippopotamus could hug.
I don't know, a hippo's kind of like people who buy pigs for pets.
Or, yeah, that's...
I've never understood the pig thing.
So they could raise them for their sweet, sweet bacon.
No, they don't eat the pig.
Okay, here, babe. Alright.
Their pig is like their dog, and I find that
I
odd.
would totally raise a pig for bacon.
You would, but they don't.
Oh, man.
Then I reviewed George Light, but I talked about that enough.
Good game. I like this picture.
Hump-Day humor. Someone decorated a ladder.
I would almost call that like redneck.
I don't know.
Redneck tree. That would totally be a redneck tree as well.
Except for where they're living.
Yeah, that's only off. Although I've seen really bad redneck pictures before.
So
but
Graham found it depressing. I thought it was ingenious for.
I thought it was amazing. I was this
You
close
know,
to doing it. I don't have a ladder.
lacking a tree. Put up a ladder and string some lights.
And if you don't have lights, get like, or if you don't have fancy colored lights, get white ones and then just Sharpie them in.
Or there was the other picture I posted in the comments. I'm not sure if you saw it.
Technology.
That didn't work.
No, it totally worked, did it?
Nope.
Wow.
I dropped right too early.
That's what she...
No, apparently it just doesn't want to work. Fine. That's why you don't want to work. Fine. I can find you stupidly quick anyways. This is a good tree idea for students in post-secondary.
Is it like Sharpies and erasers?
No. But you know all those books that you have lying around?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Stack them up in the shape of a tree and throw some lights.
That's just wrong. That's bad.
I still have that one.
I like it. I was watching Star Wars all yesterday.
And then you reviewed Limitless.
Yes. Side note, you can watch it if you know how.
It's a Netflix. It's on a certain
if you know
Netflix.
If you know how, you can. I also watched Power Rangers afterwards. So, that Limitless is a great movie.
Yeah.
It's oh man, it's right up there with my movie of the year, honestly.
I am neutral with Bradley Cooper.
Oh, I love Bradley Cooper. He is, even if they got him to do Neil Burger, if he got him to do Nathan Drake, totally fine with that, because he's got that coy, smart-ass attitude that's just so perfect for any role that he plays. And
I like Robert De Niro. And this movie really looked interesting.
It really is, because it's like, if you don't know what Limitless is, it came out this year, and it's about drugs, is what it is.
The guy gets like a super drug, right?
Yeah, so what happens is, the human brain can only use like, was it 10 or 20% of its capacity?
That's what they say.
That's that's a science statistic.
Yeah.
Anyways, this drug allows you to use all of it. So what happened was when he was being like, I guess he was in an argument or something like that. He took the drug, and for some reason he was able to remember things that he had not even memorized, just saw in passing, and he just brought it up at a whim. So he finishes like his 3,000 page book in like 2 days. Weird stuff like that. And it's funny because it's about a writer with writer's block, but I thought it was really creative the way that it was told. Mm. The narration makes it feel like a book.
Cool.
Even though he goes on to bigger, better things throughout the movie, it still retains the book feel of the original site of the movie.
Sweet.
And it's they make it, I don't know, something to do with the camera about it that just makes it feel so much different when he's like off the drug and he's on the drug and he's off the drug and he's on the drug. It kind of reminds me of Scanner Darkly.
Okay.
But not as artistic as Scanner Darkly was.
That's an expensive process to do too.
Yes, that's why I only did it once.
Yep. They're doing all those commercials every once in a while, but I forgot what those commercials are for.
That's a good movie.
Otherwise, that's
it.
That's it. Yeah. So next week, at some point, we are filming a special cast.
I told him. I talked to him last night about it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I talked to Graham too, and I'm like, it's not like we need you tomorrow. Like, what right now? But we do need you before New Year's.
That'd be soon. And unless something really big happens, we won't really debate about much. No,
our choices aren't really going to change.
No,
the only thing is there's going to be
heads will roll.
Yes, there's arguments are going to, and fun arguments. When I say arguments, fun arguments are going to start. So it's not like you'll be watching us like beat each other with baseball bats because
I'm bringing my airsoft gun.
You're going to pick this game because I say so. But all of our choices are in.
Yep.
So I could technically tell you what they all are right now, but I won't.
I know what yours are for the most part.
I'll send you the picture. But yeah, so watch out for that next week. So that'll be on before New Year's.
Yep.
And otherwise,
I think that's all.
That's it.
Pay attention to this week's Sunday video. It happens to happen on Christmas.
So it's a Christmas themed movie.
Christmas flavored movie along with nerd dashing.
Mm-hmm. So, happy New Year's Eve.
And Christmasing.
Or Christmas, I should say Christmas Eve, sorry. Hanukkah's already started.
Is that, I don't know, religion.
I think
it's still going.
It began.
It begun. And by the time this comes up, it's still going.
Yeah.
Crazy people.
So yeah, have a very good Christmas Eve and a Merry Christmas. Because this is the last time we'll see you until...
Till the New Year? Or
no,
next week?
till next week.
Till next week. We'll see you again. Next week. Next time.
Or you'll hear us again next week.
Next time on The Barrel Roll.
Same barrel time, same barrel channel.
Oh, no, dang it. That's less epic.
Yes, we will see you before the New Year.
Mm-hmm.
Because New Year's is on a Sunday or a Saturday, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So our next newscast will be posted on December 31st, 2011.
Or barring any details or technical ramifications.
There shouldn't be any technical ramifications unless everybody's...
Y2K bug.
Damn it! It was 12 years later than we thought it was going to be.
Y2K bug. I ever told you that I found a computer at my old workplace?
Oh yeah.
It was it must have been a really, really old computer. There's a sticker on the side of it that says Y2K OK. I'm like, I should just peel that sticker off and put it on something. I thought that was an amazing picture, or a picture sticker.
Yeah. Anywho.
Have good holidays.
Bye.
A little